Gonna protect. That's great. That's completely fine by me. I have nothing for Torkoal anyways at all, so like I'm forced to just try to hit it with fire type moves. That almost one-shots him. Through a special defense boost. I do think Charizard is like another mon that's kind of really underrated. Like, it hits really damn hard, especially with solar power. Just the main problem is, like, it's not the fastest, and, like, you're kind of limited for move pool and, like, team building options because you need Sun for it to actually do damage. Otherwise, it's pretty good, though. I do think Charizard, if you guys really want to use Charizard for Regulation H, I think it has some really solid upsides. What is up, everybody? Back with some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Regulation H, VGC. Recently on the channel, I've actually been featuring some variables of different types of weather with this current Regulation H, at least at the start of this regulation. Recently featured sand, we featured rain about a few days ago, and next I'm actually going to be featuring this sun team for you guys. So I think the only other weathers I think there really are left are sun, which we're going to be featuring today, and then probably snow or like hail teams. So I got a few teams for that as well. I'm kind of choosing between to kind of feature for you guys in the next few days. But at least as of right now, I think like the most consistent weather, at least for the regulations, probably rain. We're going to see how sun really does. I think the main problem with sun is there's really not like any crazy good sun setters, and like a lot of the sun mons that actually abuse the sun kind of just get shut down by a lot of the more like meta stuff that's being used currently, and they're kind of easy to shut down. So there's a lot of ways to actually check sun too, and like rain. Rain has a lot of better mons that kind of abuse rain. So this team, there's actually a team by Panda or Nicolo. I think that if that's how you say it, Nicolo. So if you guys want to use this team, rental code up in the corner. Pay should be down below, probably towards the bottom of the subscription, or the description. So I'm gonna run through this team. We're gonna help some games. It's kind of a really cool team. I seen this team, and I seen Blossom on this team, and Executor, and a few other really cool things I really wanted to feature for you guys. A very it's a mono grass and like fire team, so I don't know how this team's really going to do because there's not really much type synergy at all here. You're really just fully dipping into the weather and just hoping like the sun stays up, or like you can kind of just sweep under the sun without having any issues. So I have a feeling this team's going to really struggle with like a lot of rain teams and like other weathers currently on the ladder, so we're going to see how that actually does. But we got the Heat Rock Ninetales on this team just mainly to get your sun up with the Terra Grass. Just overall, it's a really standard Ninetales set. You got Foul Play there for this coverage. Solar Beam, which helps you in the sun versus like water types, and a few other things. Will-Witch there for utility. And then Flamethrower. Got the Life Orb Chlorophyll Venusaur with Terra Water. This one actually does not have Sleep Powder, so we're going to see how that actually does. Usually I prefer my Venusaurs, especially if they're in the sun, to at least have Sleep Powder. I think it's just such a good move that you really can't go wrong with having. So we're going to see how this one actually does. More of a standard set. So at the Volcarona on this team as well. This team is also, looking at this team, it is an entirely special team. There is not one physical attacker on this team at all. I don't know about that. That's something really bad. We're going to get completely walled by a certain few mons that I'm already thinking of. Just with this team alone. So I guess you don't have to really worry about Intimidate. That's one good thing, I guess, but I don't know. We're going to see how that does. This entire team is all special attackers. I just realized that as well. The Wise Glasses Volcarona. I Think Wise Glasses actually boosts your special damage by like a small amount, so we're going to see how that actually does. I haven't seen that item in quite a while. Otherwise, it was more of a standard Volcarona set with like Quiver Dance setup type stuff. You got the Harvest Executor. If you guys know what Harvest does, it's pretty much harvests your berry after you use it. And in the sun, you have a higher chance of actually harvesting your berry. I think instead of like a 20% chance, it's a 50% chance or something. So it's kind of cool. We're going to see how that actually does. The Terrifier, you also have the Hypnosis. So we're going to see how that actually plays on this. You got the Focus Sash Blossom with the Chlorophyll. I think Blossom actually has like 50 base speed, or it's something really low. So even in Chlorophyll, like it's not really that much of a speedy mon. But we're going to see how it actually does. You have the Pollen Puff there, just mainly more of a supportive move in the sun. You can do a little bit of damage, but you don't have Quiver Dance or anything, so you're not going to be doing that much damage. It's mainly a support for like just little amounts of damage and try to keep stuff healthy on your team, I'm assuming. And then you got the Assault Vest Charizard with solar power. I'm not sure how I feel about Assault Vest Charizard. We're gonna see how that actually does well. Like, looking at this team as well, another thing is like this team is really slow. Like apart from like Chlorophyll, Venusaur, and I guess Blossom, which still isn't really that fast, this team without any setup is pretty slow. So I don't know, maybe I prefer Choice Scarf on Charizard because that's usually the most common way to run it under Sun. We're gonna see how that actually does. I don't think Charizard's really bulky enough to take advantage of Assault Vest. We'll see how it does though. Otherwise, it's more of a really standard set. There's also no Heat Wave on this team too, which I'm kind of looking at as well. There's not a single mon on this team that actually has Heat Wave. It's all single target fire type moves, which I think is kind of a missed opportunity, but I'm not going to criticize the team too much when I haven't really even hopped into any matches with it yet, so we'll top some games and we'll talk a little bit more about it after the session's done. Alright, we're here with the game. We're going against another Regulation H team, so my opponent has the Indeedee, Rampardos, Sylveon, Whimsicott, Charizard, and Oranguru. This is going to be a really tough game because, like, look at my team. My entire team, especially, like, under Trick Room, Rampardos one-shots everything on my team. Even with Terras, I'm pretty sure, so I cannot let him set up Trick Room. And even, like, Tailwind. Tailwind's a huge threat for this team, so I think what I do here is I lead Ninetales. I want Sun. I'm kind of forced to bring Ninetales in that way. What else do I want to bring? I think I just lead Venusaur. Unfortunately, this Venusaur doesn't have Sleep Powder because I think Sleep Powder would be really good in this match. Being able to outspeed and put something like the Indeedee or the Rampardos to sleep would be really good. What else do I want to bring here? Part of me wants to bring Charizard, but like I'm forced to Terra Charizard. And like it's Terra Fire, so like I'm gonna be getting wrecked by Rampardos. This is a really tough game. I kind of just have to choose what I bring because everything I bring is just really bad into my opponent's team anyways. I'm going to bring the Charizard, and then I think I'll bring the Exeggutor as maybe a soft Trick Room answer. I don't know. It's going to be a really tough game to try to win. Especially after my testing games, like going into this, like I've been really struggling with this team so far. I've lost like almost every single game. It's just testing this team. I had one game where I was really close to winning, but this team is really difficult to make work, and there's a lot of stuff, I think, like kind of flaws and the things I would probably improve with this team. At least so far. We're going to try to make it work, though. Just leads Whimsicott, Charizard, okay. I think the shitty thing is, under Tailwind, I think the Charizard actually outspeeds the Venusaur and just probably one-shots me. So that kind of sucks. I don't know, I'm going to Flamethrower here. I'm going to Flamethrower onto the Whimsicott, and then I have Weather Ball here. I could also Sludge Bomb. I think I'm going to Sludge Bomb onto the Charizard here. I don't know if I really want to Terra this first turn. Just go Terra Water. I think I'm forced to, actually. I'm kind of forced to Terra. Here, otherwise I just get one-shotted by Charizard. I just gotta hope like a Sludge Bomb does enough. Or that he doesn't set up Tailwind turn 1 and I'm just able to outspeed him. He's gonna Terra too. I'm assuming he's probably Terra Fire. Terra Fire, okay. I think this is really gonna hurt though. Like even in the sun, like being Terra Water, taking a fire move from this. I'm assuming he's probably Scarf or Specs. There's the Tailwind. So under Tailwind, he probably even outspeeds me with Chlorophyll, and he does. There's the Heat Wave. Is this Specs? That is Specs. That's Specs Charizard, and he burns me. Wow, that's crazy. He almost one-shot at the Ninetales, y'all. The Ninetales, oh, I got the Poison, that's nice. So that helps me kind of whittle down the Charizard, I guess. I don't know. He almost one-shot at the Ninetales being resisted. That's crazy. He's Sash. Whimsicott, so that doesn't really matter. So I think the good thing here is like the Charizard's pretty much dead on this next turn. But like I'm gonna lose 2 Mons here, so like he loses 1 Mon and he still has a Whimsicott that's still around, so I'm gonna Flamethrower here. He has Tailwind up too. I don't have Protect on any of these Mons, unfortunately. Not that it matters because I would have died to burn. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb again. Draw the Whimsicott, okay. I don't think that matters very much though, just mainly because the Charizard outspeeds both of my Mons. He gets the Rampardos in under Tailwind. Oh my, I think I just lose. I think I just straight up lose here, y'all. I think the Rampardos, like Charizard, I mean, he's probably dead here to Poison, though. Depends what his other Mon is. Kind of a lucky Poison there, too, because if I never got the Poison, the Charizard would have been around for another turn, so... Kind of lucky there. I do have Assault Vest Charizard, but like under Tailwind, I just get outsped and one-shotted, so it does nothing for me at all. I think there's the only way to maybe win this was his last Mon. He has Oranguru, so I'm pretty sure I lose here. He just instructs twice. He goes for Head Smash, he just instructs twice, and he gets two KOs here. Kind of unfortunate we went against the Tailwind team that actually would allow them to just like outspeed everything on my team. They also ended up having a Rampardos under Tailwind. Probably like the one main thing this team does not want to face at all. I mean, I'll go for Solar Beam here. If I somehow live, and then I'm going to Giga Drain if I somehow live. I think he just outspeeds me though, and I just get one-shotted by Head Smash, and he instructs twice. So... I don't have Protect on any of these Mons either. There's Taunt. That's fine. Taunt's fine. I actually outspeed Rampardos under Tailwind. Okay, that's cool. Didn't expect that. Does this one-shot him? Does. We're back in the match, y'all. I didn't expect to outspeed that. So he's running no speed Rampardos. I'm assuming it's probably Trick Room then. Because he didn't have an DD on his team. That does nothing. Giga Drain does nothing. He still has Charizard though, but like... I guess Fire's neutral on the Exeggutor. And I'm also Assault Vest Charizard, maybe that will help me live one move here. I think he taunted me expecting me to go for like Hypnosis or set up a Substitute. Or like a Sub-Leech Seed set maybe. Comes to Whimsicott again. I wish this team had Heat Wave too. I wish this Charizard instead of Flamethrower had Heat Wave. Because I'd just be able to do so much damage here. I'm gonna Flamethrower. I could Giga Drain here again too, but I think I'm gonna go for Flamethrower since it's stronger in the sun. Oh, he has Moonblast, never mind. I forgot about Moonblast. He also gets the special attack drop, so... Unless I Harvest on this next turn, I think I'm... Oh, he just instructs twice. Yeah, this is where I wish I had Heat Wave on this Charizard. I wish I had Heat Wave. Because if Heat Wave here, probably would have killed both these Mons. And then it would have been a 1v1 versus this Charizard versus the other. Actually, maybe this could still win, because this Charizard's dead, actually. I forgot his Charizard's dead. So it's just this. Charizard versus Oranguru, y'all. Who's going to win? He lost his Tailwind. I should have full turn to Sun, too, because I am Heat Rock. So we're going to see how much this does. Just KOs him, okay. I don't know how I won this. I thought his Charizard was still around, but I forgot it died. There's going to be somebody in the comments typing away. His Charizard's gone, man. His Charizard died. I don't know how I won this. I think I just ended up getting really lucky, and he was not a speedy Rampardos. His Rampardos was set up for Trick Room alongside a Oranguru and a DD. That's the only main thing. Because if he was running a fast, like, Tailwind variant of Rampardos, he would have just been able to sweep me with, like, double Instruct into, like, a Head Smash or a Rock Slide. So, barely won that one. About the skin of my ass, I barely won that one, but I'll take the dub. That is the first win I've actually gotten with this team, y'all. Out of 4 testing matches plus this match, so, like, 5 games so far. We're 1-5. So we're going to keep on going. I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we got ourselves another match. We're going against a Regulation H Psy Spam team. Just your typical copy-paste Trick Room team. He also has Sun as well. So what do I do here? I think I kind of want to bring Ninetales, but like the main issue is like if his Armor Rogue has Flash Fire, then I just can't do anything into Armor Rogue. That's kind of a problem here, so that makes me kind of just want to bring the Volcarona. What else do I want to bring here? Charizard looks really good. I actually really want to bring Charizard here. It outspeeds like his entire team, and it does really good damage, especially in Sun. I think I'd lead Ninetales Charizard. Ninetales Charizard. If I really want to switch out, I can switch into something maybe, or just try to let the Ninetales drop, hopefully, the first turn. What else? Blossom is does nothing here at all. I think I bring Volcarona, and then I think I bring Exeggutor here again. Because I'm trying to play into the Trick Room, and I think the Trick Room is probably my best matchup into both of those. The Blossom just doesn't do anything at all. Apart from my like Paul and Puff, but like it's gonna get one shot at like his entire team, so. I think this the main thing is like if I can get rid of the Armor Rogue or like prevent him from setting up Trick Room on the first turn, but I'm pretty sure the Armor Rogue probably is the one that carries Trick Room. Probably goes for like Follow Me in the Trick Room on this first turn. There's the Indeedee, so that probably has Trick Room. It's actually Indeedee male. So that's kind of interesting. Psychic Seed, okay. Drought goes first. Part of me wishes I didn't lead Ninetales because he would have got the snub for me, and I would have had something else in the field, because the Ninetales doesn't really do much for me here. Like, I can Flamethrower. Like, right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna double into the Indeedee. Gonna protect. That's great. That's completely fine by me. I have nothing for Torkoal anyways at all, so like I'm forced to just try to hit it with fire type moves. That almost one-shots him. Through a special defense boost. I do think Charizard is like another mon that's kind of really underrated. Like it hits really damn hard, especially with solar power. Just the main problem is like it's not the fastest, and like you're kind of limited for move pool and like team building options because you need stun for it to actually do damage. Otherwise, it's pretty good, though. I do think Charizard, if you guys really want to use Charizard for Regulation H, I think it has some really solid upsides. I think it's one of like the best like fire-type abusers for like your Sun teams. He has Golden Go. I'm assuming this is probably like Terra Dragon Golden Go, if I were to guess. So I think what I'm going to do here... what does the Golden Go even have for me, though? Maybe Thunderbolt for Charizard, but like I'm Assault Vest, so I don't really care. I'm going to double into Torkoal on this turn. We're going to go double fire move into Torkoal on this. See how much damage it does. He's probably Terra Dragon here. Or Terra Water, too. That actually is good. I can actually hit him with Solar Beam. Not Solar Blessing, Solar Beam. Dragon would have been worse. That does over half. Oh, that's crazy. That damage is fucking crazy. One thing with this team that has going for it, though, is Charizard's definitely the MVP of this team. Every match, like, this thing puts in a bunch of work. Even though I lose, like, half my games, it's the one thing that puts in the most work. I'm tanking a Shadow Ball really easily. He's probably like, wow, why did that do no damage? Salt Vest Charizard, y'all, new meta. He has Armor Rogue. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I just double Solar Beam here. I just double Solar Beam right into the Golden Go. He surrenders! He surrenders. He gave up. That's perfect. Oh, that's great. He even has Charizard as his banner profile pick, and he got wrecked by a Charizard. How ironic is that? Not bad. I'll take the win. I'll take that. Cool free dub. Kind of just overwhelmed him with damage there. Made some really solid, like, straightforward plays. Did really well. Not bad. I'll see you guys in another game. Alright, this is going to be the biggest test ever for this team because we're going against a Miraidon Regulation G team with Pelipper Rain. And the only thing I have on my team to set up weather is the Ninetales. So, it's going to be a real fun game. And I don't have Sleep Powder on Venusaur either. That would be really great here, but like, I guess it doesn't matter because he has Electric Terrain, so that doesn't matter either. Man, it's going to be a tough game. Tough game to win. I think think I can lead maybe with Volcarona. I don't know, that's still really risky though. I'm going to lead Venusaur. I'm not going to lead the Ninetales because I want to switch it in to get my son up in case he leads Blipper. What else do I want to bring here? I think I'll bring the Exeggutor in the back. I'll bring Volcarona here, and then I'll bring Ninetales as my last mon. Perfect. Perfect here. I'm able to get rid of his weather on this turn, which is really nice. I'm just going to Sludge Bomb. I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Flipper this first turn. And then I'm going to switch the Exeggutor out into the Ninetales. It's kind of dumb because he's probably just going to Earthquake here, but I have to get rid of the weather to actually do something. I'm about to eat an Earthquake. I get the Poison too, that's huge. That's huge. Dragon Claw, okay, that's fine. I can take a Dragon Claw, barely. He gets Tailwind up, okay. Unfortunately with Tailwind, I think he actually outspeeds Venusaur now. I'm not sure about the Flipper. Maybe I can outspeed Flipper, but I think he just outspeeds here and he just clicks Earthquake. If he somehow doesn't, though, like, I'm going to try to Solar Beam. He might actually just switch Blipper out here, too. You can just maybe switch the Blipper out. So I'm just going to Flamethrower or whatever tries to come in. I'm pretty sure he might just switch here. I think Miraidon might come in. There's the Rock Slide. Ninetales dodging. Clutch dodge. Oh, of course he flinches me, so it doesn't matter. And he's able to U-turn out for free. So that 100% mattered there because I would have got some crazy damage off onto the Garchomp. Whatever's coming in though has to take a Flamethrower. Brings in his own Torkoal. Still does a solid amount. And he might just switch the weather on this turn too. But like, I don't really care that much. I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Torkoal. And then I'm actually going to burn the Garchomp here if I somehow survive. I think he just switches right back into Blipper. Surprised he's not clicking Earthquake, because like Earthquake I think would actually do more for him than actually... Almost one-shot him, I get a low roll. Another Clutch Dodge, that's 2 now. 2 Clutch Dodges in a row. Getting some crazy luck here. That's one of the only reasons I'm probably still in this match. Unfortunately, he has Rock Slide Garchomp too, which kind of sucks. I think my best bet here, like what I need to do is I just need to Terra the Volcarona and then I need to try to set up. I think that's the only way I maybe win this game. Because I think the last mon he probably has in the back is, if I were to guess, is probably Miraidon. He's just saving it for like him to come in and clean up the match. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do here. The sun's up, so like... I guess the Garchomp probably just KO'd me with Dragon Claw here. I'm just going to Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb again. And then I'm going to go Terra here. I'm going to go Terra Grass. And I'm going to Quiver Dance on this turn. He's going to withdraw the Torkoal to get his Rain up. Okay. Comes the Flipper again. That's fine. I mean, he still has to set up the Sun again anyways, because he has to bring the Torkoal out, unless he's not Drought Torkoal. I didn't think he was even going to bring the Torkoal to this match. I thought he'd just leave it on the bench and just go like full Rain. That does way too much damage. Way too much. Get rid of the Flipper though, so that's kind of cool. I'm assuming a Miraidon just comes in here now though. Miraidon comes in and clicks Parabolic Charge if he has that. I can maybe outspeed Miraidon, but like it's not going to do much damage. Oh, he didn't even bring Miraidon, he has Frigarath. Oh, there's a chance I can win. There's a small chance I can win here, y'all. I'm going to Sludge Bomb. And then I have Bug Buzz for him, actually. I also have Giga Drain. Giga Drain, Terra Grass Giga Drain looks really good here on the Garchomp, actually. Ooh, do I go for the KO on the Frigarath, though? I'm going to go Giga Drain. I'm going to Giga Drain the Garchomp here. Terra. That's what I was scared of, so he can go like Terra. What Terra are you? Terra. If he's Terra Steel here, I'm gonna be pissed. Terra Dark. Okay. Well, Giga Drain's still neutral, so that's fine. I haven't seen Terra Dark Garchomp in quite a while. How much is gonna do? It's almost a 1-hit KO. I should be able to live a Dragon Claw at this range. He gets a high roll. Never mind. Never mind, I get fucked by the high roll. Judging on the amount of damage it did last time, I should have been able to live. Get the crit on the Sludge Bomb. Doesn't matter, though. Hyper Voice. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I win now, unfortunately. I don't think there's any way I win. Plus, he's Throat Spray, so he for sure outspeeds me. I think maybe if I had Charizard here, I can maybe have a chance of winning. I know he has Rock Slide though, so I don't think it really mattered. I don't know. How do I win this? Like, is there any way to even win this still? I don't think there is. I guess by KOing the Garchomp, if I somehow outspeed him, which I don't. Just straight up almost one-shots me, and I'm not going to have enough health to live a Hyper Voice. That's game. Or Dazzling Gleam. That's even worse. My opponent didn't even need to bring the Miraidon. I think he got really lucky, though. We got, like, some really clutch misses. Like, we dodged a few Heat Waves and, like, a Rock Slide and stuff. But he also got a flinch on the Venusaur on a really crucial turn. Allowed him to not take, like, any damage at all, so... That was also really lucky on his part. Having the Tailwind too. This team really struggles with Tailwind teams, which are pretty common. It's another thing. So let's talk a little bit about this team. There's a lot I want to talk about and kind of give feedback for. Alright, as for this team, out of 7 games, I think I went like 2-7. I think, or like 2-5, technically. 2 wins, 5 losses with this team. Because I did 4 testing games. I think I did like, I think it was 3 or 4 games you guys are probably going to see. I think 3 games. So... not really the greatest. There's a lot I want to talk about with this team. There's a lot of like improvements. I'm going to give some really crazy like feedback for this team. There's a lot of stuff I would fix with this team. The main thing is there's no Protect on this team, which is another huge problem. This entire squad has no Protect at all. So I think especially in doubles, like you want to at least have like 2 or 3 Pokemon at the very least that have Protect on them, because it's just such a crucial move to have in this format. None of these Pokemon have Protect at all, which is another real drawback and kind of lost me a lot of matches. Or at least lost me a lot of momentum and like gave me a lot less ways to kind of play turns accordingly and that type of stuff. It's just such a crucial move. You got to have it on this stuff, and that's one thing I would improve on. So a lot of these Pokemon need Protect. Another thing too is like none of these Pokemon have Heat Wave. Charizard gets Heat Wave. It's probably one of Charizard's best moves, especially in the Sun, is Heat Wave. And I would also, like, instead of Flamethrower, I would throw Fire Blast on the Charizard just for max damage. If you really want, like, a nuke, or special, like, single target move, I'd throw Fire Blast instead of Flamethrower on the Charizard. I would get rid of Dragon Pulse on the Charizard. I'd throw Heat Wave instead of that on there. And then I'd get rid of Flamethrower and throw Fire Blast onto the Charizard, and I think it would be way better. And then instead of the Assault Vest, I'd get rid of that and throw, like, Life Orb or, like, Choice Scarf. It would just make it so much better and more consistent with this team. That way you're able to outspeed a lot of stuff under Tailwind as well, because you're base 100. So you're relatively fast with a Choice Scarf, and a lot of your slower stuff under Tailwind will still get outsped by you. That's just one thing I would do, I think, to make the team this way better. The MVP for this team by far is the Charizard. I think it's probably the best thing on this team. It's the thing that I at least had the most success with and kind of carried a lot of my games, or at least the majority of my games I put in the work, even though we didn't win most of the matches, but it was a thing that put in the most work, usually most of the time. Another thing on this team is you only have one Sunsetter. The Ninetales, it's great, but like you don't have, like, people are easily able to change your weather. I went against a Sand team in one of my testing games, and they were just able to just change my weather constantly with Tyranitar, and they also had like another Sandset, I think was, I don't know, it was a manual Sandset, I forgot what exactly it was, but they were throwing up the Sandstorm constantly too. I think something like a Sableye or like a Whimsicott with like Sunny Day, or even like Murkrow with like Tailwind, Sunny Day would be really good on this team. Like overall, like what I would actually do is I would just scrap everything on this team, keep the Charizard, keep the Ninetales, and like go back to the drawing board with this team. That's what I would kind of do. The Venusaur, if you really want to keep that, like it's good on this team, I would just throw Sleep Powder on it as well, instead of like Weather Ball or like Earth Power, one of those things. I think Sleep Powder, especially in this format, is way more crucial. If you get a Sleep Powder, you can kind of just sweep games. You put something to sleep and you have something like on Charizard or like Volcarona on the field, allowing the Volcarona to like set up, or like the Charizard just pump out free damage. It just allows you to get so much free damage or like momentum in a match. Like it's just so good. Even though the Sleep Powder is not 100% accurate, it's just such a good move to have on a really fast Pokemon like Venusaur under Chlorophyll. So I would get rid of the Exeggutor. It's cool under Sun, but I don't think it's really good enough to really run under Sun over a lot of other stuff. And then Bellossom, I see why Bellossom's on this team. Like it's there more as like a gimmicky like content mon. If I'm being real with you guys, it's mainly there for content. It's not good at all. That's kind of one of the main reasons I wanted to feature this team. I saw the Bellossom there and like the Exeggutor and a few other things, and I kind of wanted to feature it because I thought it was cool. But the one time I brought the Bellossom, it did nothing. It just died. It went down to Sash, barely did any damage, and it just died right away. So it's even under Chlorophyll, it gets outsped by so much because its speed stat is so low. It's an awful mon. Like if it's on this team or like on the team just mainly for like content wise or just like shits and giggles, that's fine. Like more of a gimmick type thing. But if it's like an actual like competitive Sun team, I think you're better off looking at a bunch of other Chlorophyll mons or just replacing it entirely with something else. That'd be something I would do. I think Blossom's a garbage mon. Even under Sun, it's really bad. And especially with having no no Quiver Dance, which is like one of the main reasons to try to use it. It's mainly set up really fast and then try to do some damage, I guess. I don't know. The Volcarona is fine. I would just get rid of the item. I don't think Wyatt's glasses on the Volcarona is really what you want. I'd throw like a Covert Cloak or some other item, maybe Citrus Berry or something else. If you were to get rid of the Exeggutor, I think Citrus would be a little bit better on the Volcarona or something like that. There's a lot of stuff I would do. Overall, at least for me, I'd probably scrap like everything apart from Ninetales and Charizard and start over, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you'd have to do with this team. It's also an entire team of special attackers. There's not one physical mon on this team, which really sucks because there are some mons in the game that are really good, especially bulky, and like you need a physical attacker to try to do any type of damage. Otherwise, you just come to a stalemate and you just get wrecked by a lot of stuff. So like being an entire team of special mons, your opponents also can kind of play accordingly to that, and they can stuff like Snarl Spam and like Eerie Impulse, that type of stuff like that. It just gets so much more value because you have no way to really check it because you're running all special attackers. So another thing too, if you do want to remake this team or if you did want to improve the team, I think you'd probably throw like a physical fire type or like something that would be physical, not like a special fire type mon, something that would take advantage of Sun. I don't know, Incineroar is the main one that comes to mind. Like it's a fire type that's probably one of the best mons in the format that also benefits from fire or from the Sun. So Incineroar, I don't know, Blaziken's another really cool mon to run under Sun that's also a physical mon. It gives you a fighting type, which is really good currently. There's not many really good fighting types. I don't know. There's a bunch of other stuff too. Like I think Paldean, like Tauros, Fire Virgin. Fire Tauros could be pretty cool on this team with Intimidate. There's a bunch of other really cool like physical fire mons or stuff that would be good in like Sun that you could throw on this team as like a physical mon. That's just some of these that are coming from the top of my head currently, so I'm not trying to shit on the team, but like there's just so much stuff on this team that I would actually just change to make it better. And usually if people are posting their teams for people to play, usually they want feedback, and that's kind of what I'm here to do. So If you guys are posting your teams and you don't want people to give you feedback, then you're kind of doing the wrong thing. You shouldn't be posting your teams. I'm not trying to shit on the team. I'm just trying to help people improve their team building, trying to improve their teams. Just from what I've learned and everything I know over the years, and just playing like a shit ton of Pokemon. So if you guys want to use the team, Rent will put up in the corner, paste down below. Kind of more of like your fun team. You don't expect to really win very much, but when it works, it is pretty fun. Mainly the Charizard. I enjoyed using the Charizard and just wrecking people with Charizard the few times it actually worked. So apart from that, I'm out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in a future video.